I've used it and it works quite well. I mean, before I used paprika, I tried all sorts of stuff. I even tried traps, and they weren't working. But as soon as I spread the paprika, they didn't come anymore. They were just like, nope, don't like the smell.
For the people adding me without a description and saying, I'm just gonna decline it, and you have to resend it with something that I. Yeah, thank you, Blue Soldier.
How much crit should you get on your shovel? It's important to make sure you get a 10 crit shovel, okay? Shovels can roll really high crit chance. You want to get your crit damage in your little digger. Remember to buy yourself a weed remover, okay? Those roll pretty high dexterity, okay? There's a couple of legendary shovels out there. I don't really like the effects though. I think a rare shovel is better.
A diamond shovel is pretty good.
Diamond shovels are nice too, yeah.
And it digs a lot of dirt before it breaks.
Okay, the piece that you want to get the most vitality in is your wheelbarrow. It's got to survive, okay? That's your EHP booster. Wheelbarrow, number 1. Your attack stats is obviously your shovel. Okay? You want to stack a shit ton of attacks on your shovel, but you want to stack vitality on your wheelbarrow.
It took me 2 characters to unload 1 tab.
What's the breakpoint on that shovel?
The shovels actually have 1.6 attack speed. Okay, so you want to actually get yourself a fairly heavy hitting shovel. Okay, it's got to have a large head. Okay, that's the base DPS. All right, so breakpoint, you're gonna need about 13 increased attack speed from the rest of your gardening gear to hit the perfect breakpoint on your shovel. Anything less than 13, okay, you're not going to be shoveling fast enough. For most of you, I would suggest gardening at MP0, okay, just like the basics. If you have super good gear, you can garden at MP1 or 2. Okay, when it comes to resist, okay, you really want the dryness resist. That's the most important one. And the way to get dryness resist, okay, is called a hose. Okay, you need to buy yourself a hose. It's got to be sturdy, all right, and you got to use it all the time. Okay, this is gear swapping. All right, make sure you get a nice hose and a decent nozzle. Okay, and
so you kind of snapshot it.
Yeah, you snapshot the hose, and then you just leave it there. Okay.
Then you need cold resist if you live far enough north.
Yes, cold resist becomes important if you have frost issues, okay? And the way you deal with cold resist is you want to get either a greenhouse, okay? Or you want to get some peat and other forms of coverage on top of your soil. Also, it's important to watch the weather network to see if a frost warning is coming, so you can deal with it. The best, the CDX farming route for vegetable gardening is you first start by going on the internet, okay? You find out what kind of plants you want to get. Second, you talk to your stomach. You want to ask your stomach what kind of vegetable it will like to eat. And then afterwards, it's off to Home Depot. Okay, remember, you got to do Home Depot Garden Center. Okay, don't do the rest of the Home Depot. It's very confusing. Okay, you have to go to the garden center straight. All right, and after you pick out all the loot, you come back. Okay, but you can't dump it yet because in order to ID the loot, you have to get some decent soil and also some fertilizer. You can get those things at either Home Depot or you call up your local excavation company. They usually sell them by like truckloads. You can get them for like $100 and you're good to go.
What's the record for MP10 farming?
MP10 farming, I think the record is like a 100. No, it was a 700 kilogram pumpkin. Okay, I don't think anyone's gonna beat that. That's like massive amount of pumpkinness. Okay. So don't even attempt it. Just enjoy the lower level farming. Okay, when you're farming for vegetables, okay, vegetable find is very important. And to boost your vegetable find, you just have to have persistence and care. You gotta take care of your garden, okay?
Can you do a budget farm build?
Unfortunately, farming is not that efficient, okay? Especially vegetable farming, because of the way that vegetables are grown industrially. It's cheaper for you to buy the vegetables than to farm it yourself. However, the quality, as in like the rows of the vegetables, okay, they roll better when it's homegrown, okay? They taste better. So it's up to you. I mean, you can definitely, in terms of quantity, it's cheaper to buy it at the grocery store. In terms of quality, you really want to do the homegrown stuff.
Just farm high monster power level.
High vegetable level. Max vegetable find, it's debatable. There's a lot of interesting theory out there right now on vegetable find. I think the max vegetable find is somewhere around 100 to 200 kilograms per acre. And if you can hit that, that's pretty good. At that point, you have evolved beyond an amateur farmer, and you have turned into a professional farmer. But once again, gear is pretty expensive. Okay, you start off with a shovel, but if you want to get yourself one of those John Doe combines, it's going to cost you a lot of real life money. Okay, RMAH is tough on this game, vegetable farming. Dude, garden gnomes are like your followers, okay? You want to equip your garden gnomes to your purpose, alright? Some garden gnomes, you have to stack attack stats, okay? You got to make them look insane. Some garden gnomes, you just got to stack the aesthetics, okay? You got to make them look pretty, alright? Color coordinate. And then there's certain garden gnomes that are just there for defensive stats, alright? You just want to stack vitality, make them look mean. Also, if some motherfucker from Travelocity steals your garden gnome, you take your 10 crit shovel, you track down the marketing firm, you ask for your garden gnome back, and if they don't give it back to you, you just says, you don't want to mess with me. I'm #1 EDPS in farming, MP10. Okay? Tell them about your EDPS in vegetable farming, and then they're going to return your amulet! Oh, this is kind of interesting, okay? Farming alone is safer because you can protect your loot. Okay, when it comes to vegetable farming, loot is shared. It's very easy for people to ninja your loot, especially if you're farming in like a collective, alright? You might be going, oh, the cherry tomatoes are coming along nicely, and then suddenly some old lady who's like 65 years old decides to come over to your patch when you're not looking and steal a bunch of them. To her, she's like, I'm not stealing, this is just free vegetables. But to you, you're like, motherfucker, I just lost like a pint of cherry tomatoes. So it's kind of tough. Occasionally, if your real life endeavors is going to take you away from your vegetable farming, you want to find a trusted friend that can take over your party for you. Okay? Make sure your vegetables are getting the correct resist. Growth speed? Growth speed is not that important. It's like sheet DPS, guys. Okay, you don't want growth speed and just yield. You want quality over quantity. A lot of people go, look at this giant potato that I just got. It's like huge. It's like a pound. And then I look at them and I go, but that's a fucking potato. I don't like to eat that.
Coming from clone?
Yeah.
One.
Instead, I would rather prefer to have, you know, a quality heirloom tomato. Okay? It might be small, but it tastes so much better. Okay? It's like a level 61 versus So level 63. Todd, I was doing so well. Todd starts falling. God damn it. I was doing it with a straight face.
Yeah, too.
No, Todd was laughing. He fucked me up. Dude, I kept that up for quite a while before I cracked.
Well played, CDS, well played.
That was pretty committed. But that also shows you I actually know something about farming. I'm sorry about that, guys. If you're new to the channel, no, this is not the gardening channel. This is not Gardening 101. But in all honesty, you know, if you're living in a place with a backyard, okay, you should consult the homeowners, if you're not the homeowners, on starting a garden, because it's a really nice thing to do. And when you do the harvest, it's a very enjoyable experience to eat stuff that was grown by yourself.
If you live in Illinois, you can just get the squirrels to do it for you. That's what we do. Throw out like ears of corn, and they take all the little corn kernels and they plant them, and we have corn stalks in our yard now.
That's awesome. Oh yeah, you don't want to plant it now. If you're actually serious about planting, you should start considering buying seeds around February or whenever the first frost is over. That way you can you know, have this seed grow into seedlings. That way you're not a noob going to RMAH and paying like $3 for a seedling. You spend $2 to buy like a pack of 100 seeds. The way you want to pre-plant the seeds becoming seedlings is quite easy. You take plastic cups, you put paper towel, you soak the paper towel in water, and you just put the seed in there. And then you place the entire cup near a window. You can pre-seed about 7 to 8 in one cup, and when they become seedlings, it should be appropriate time to plant outside, and then you're good to go. Okay. You definitely do not want to buy seedlings. It's very economically inefficient. Also, read the instruction on the back of the seed packet. It'll tell you when to grow, how far to grow. Although, please ignore the amount of area that's needed between each planting. Okay, I usually, like, it will tell you you should leave like 40 centimeters between plants. I usually cut that by half, because no one, like, we're not commercial farmers. You don't have that much space. Alright, so what if your tomato plants are a little closer? You can double your yield by having more in there. Yeah, buying seedlings is like using Bukato's weapons as a whirlwind barb. You really don't want to do that. You really want to be a pro, okay? If you have any garden questions, the experts at your Home Depot will help you out, okay? They have seasonal workers, well, at least in Canada they do, so I guess it's Lowe's in the States. Find the people that are seasonal workers that are farmers, because the lady that I talk to every year, she works on a farm. She's a professional farmer. She's like #1 DPS on farmingprogress.ca. Okay, she's like #1 farmer for corn, and I ask advice. I get her to gear check me all the time, and she tells me what to do. Okay, and like that's the best resource you can get. I mean, there are guides online, but those are like nub farmers. You want to get the top DPS farmers.
Hit 5.
at this point, I don't know. I think I've maxed out my amateur farming Paragon level. So what I need to do is level